Hello, my name is Franchesca. I'm 26 years old. I'm an opiate addict. I'll give a brief story of my experience and while I was using and my attempts and where I am today. I guess I was 20 years old when I first had my first dose of opiates. I loved it right off the bat. Considered that was mine, my savior. For about 2-3 years, I took them on a daily basis. I didn't think I had a drug problem. I thought at any point in time when I would like to stop that I will. I just felt that I was having a good time, that, it was normal. I was making a lot of money, so I didn't have any issues paying for the drugs. And I felt that if you have the money to use, everything's great. I guess after 2.5 years, 3 years, I decided that I don't know, it just came to me that I wanted to be clean. I wanted to live a sober life. I noticed that my grades were getting pretty bad in school. School was number one for me, and I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't sit in class sober. And so I decided that I wasn't going to take these pills anymore. And that was the first time that I felt this awful withdrawal that everyone talks about. And I turned to someone for help. I got onto the Suboxone program. Long story short, I ended up just having an addiction to the Suboxone and still using the opiates that, I loved so much. I came to a close friend. I told her my situation, and we got me into rehab in America. That's where I'm born and raised. I was there for about a month or so. 3 weeks. I came out, I thought everything would be great, that I felt like a new person. It didn't last very long, I think about a month, and then I started using again. And I continued using, and I even changed to a worse drug, a harder drug, and I started doing hard drugs, and that lasted for about 2 years. And one day I got in a fight with my mother, and I was very upset about it, and I turned to my stepmother, and we were just talking. I was just telling her how upset I was, and I was hiding that I was an addict and what I was doing, and she just looked at me. She stopped me mid-conversation, and she asked if I wanted to go get help. And honestly, to this day, I feel like God answered for me, because I honestly wasn't ready for it. I was still enjoying the life that I had. I lived on my own. I still had money to pay the bills, and I thought everything was okay. But something in me said yes. And I guess it was the idea of Israel. I thought to myself, well, maybe the fact that if I'm outside the country and at any point in time I can't just turn around and pack my bags and leave or go to relapse, that having the ability to be so far away also helps me from any stresses that are back home. And I guess the beauty of this rehab that I'm in today, it's called Phoenix. I've been here 9 months now, so I can say that I was it was very difficult for me. I've never been outside the country, and I come into this house, and the best way I can explain this feeling is I had a comfort that I've never felt before. It's not like hospitalization or being locked up in some institute where you're being I don't know, where all control is taken away from you. You feel like you're entering a house full of love, and it's like a family. You develop these close relationships with people, and you slowly learn to realize that none of us really have a drug or alcohol problem. We have a problem with ourselves. We have a problem enjoying and living life sober. And this place made me realize that, that you can enjoy life, and that drugs and alcohol are not your saviors, and they slowly take you apart, help you rebuild yourself, and you just start to experience, and you're reborn. You start to experience life over again, the right path, the right way. And these 9 months that I've been here, I've truly, never in a million years did I think this, but I've changed, and I've changed a lot. Even things that I didn't want to change about myself that I thought, made me unique. I see that I'm a better person today, and I see how I treat others and my family, and the way I build relationships and friendships. It's a completely different, I guess, work behind it. The way that this program teaches you, besides the 12 steps that we practice here, you become, to whomever this reaches my story, I hope that you really take into account everything I said. There's a completely different experience and approach to this rehabilitation, and here you'll be able to, they teach you how to enjoy life. They take you out, you get to experience life sober, and it's not just going into a rehab and then saying goodbye after a month or two, and you're experiencing all these stresses. You experience it with everyone at home here, and you learn to enjoy life sober, and you learn to work on yourself, and you honestly, it's difficult, but when you see all your changes, all your growths, you can't even imagine how proud you are of yourself, and how far you've come. And this place really does, it works wonders. It's magical. It's like the Holy Land. So that's it. Zell.